Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the FedEx Forum here in Memphis, Tennessee. It's another Sim of the Week, and this week it is a matchup between two teams with new uniforms and a new outlook towards qualifying for this year's playoffs in a tough Western Conference. It's the Denver Nuggets and the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm Raymond Simms. Glad that you could join us here. Two teams that went through a lot last year, looking to make things right and turn things around. Memphis Grizzlies were 14th best in the Western Conference, dealing with a lot of injuries to a lot of key players and shifting their outlook in terms of the era, coming out of the grit and grind era and into a new one. And then the Denver Nuggets were just out of the playoffs, came down to the final game of the regular season, and they were on the wrong end. The Grizzlies win the tip, and we're underway. Mike Conley was one of those players that was injured for much of the year. Gasol working his way high post. Slow-mo Kyle Anderson baseline. Throws it up over Barton, gets his own rebound, blocked by Jokic, and he's able to collect it. First offensive possession for the Nuggets as they move in transition. Gary Harris underneath, off the rim, rebound. Head to Anderson. Underneath, deflected. That was intended for JaMychal Green. And the Nuggets pick up another possession off the turnover. Jokic left open for too long. Able to knock down the tray. Nikola Jokic has developed into a center that is able to shoot from anywhere on the floor. Very dangerous for the rest of the centers in the NBA. Here's Conley working around the Gasol screen. Step back mid-range. Ball whizzed around. Good defense so far from the Nuggets. Getting full coverage here. Here's the test. Anderson pulls up mid-range, and the Grizzlies are on the board. Nuggets still ahead. 3-2 early going. Millsap can't do much with JaMychal Green. Forces up a shot and misses. Anderson coming over from San Antonio. So one small market organization to another for the North Jersey native. Gasol underneath against Jokic, almost, but into the hands of Jokic off the miss. 2 minutes in, and we got a low-scoring game. Murray almost had daylight on the three, but he'll find Millsap instead. Over Green, and the rebound by Gasol. So rough shooting out of both sides to start things off. Memphis led by J.B. Biggerstaff officially. He coached for much of last year after David Fizdale was let go early in the season. David Fizdale wanted the team to be a little more up-tempo, but that did not mesh well with the grit and grind style that Memphis is known for. Bickerstaff wanting to play a little bit closer to that style, if not from the same as the days of old. Conley able to get the step back jumper. 4-3. Still a lot of talented two-way players on the roster. Of course, you have Conley and Gasol, but then you also have players such as Dylan Brooks. Starting at the 2 today, you have Kyle Anderson. Jaren Jackson Jr., the rookie out of Michigan State. We'll see him a little later in the game. This is a 2 if it's good, and it is. Gary Harris knocking down the long-range jumper. Not the most efficient shot in basketball, but when it goes in, it counts all the same. Conley with an opening mid-ranger. Heel of the rim collected by Jokic. Harris trying to mosey his way inside. Can't get anything. Waiting on the elbow. Finds Murray. That's another two-pointer. And that will end up out of bounds into the hands of Denver. So Green considered to be the last one to touch it. 8:08 remaining in the first quarter. Paul Millsap had part of his season sidelined by injuries, but all in all came out and had a pretty good year. A big get in free agency the summer before this one from Atlanta. He's going to look to be even bigger and better this coming season. So we'll see where the shots go on a team with a lot of talented offensive players. Jokic pulls up from the block. Grizzlies like to play that old school approach, and they have roped the Nuggets into that style of play right now. Both teams really keeping it inside of the arc. Anderson in the corner. Gets the screen from Gasol. The floater and the foul. 7.5 remaining, and that'll be the first on Jokic. Seven and a half remaining here in the first. Kyle Anderson going to the line, his 5th season in the NBA, going for his and one opportunity here. First one not with the Spurs. And he's able to knock down the free throw and tie it up at 7. Harris lets it fly from beyond the arc. So Jokic with a 3, Harris with a 3. Gasol, turnaround hook. His own rebound, gets it back. And Conley gets it back to Gasol. See how he operates. He's another one who can stretch the floor, but he's been taking it inside so far today. Conley can't get the shot off the contact with Jokic. Harris trying to work his way inside, has to retreat. Screen from Millsap. They misplay it, and that leaves the opening for Jamal Murray. Some signals crossed there. And now the Grizzlies going to try to redeem themselves here. 5-0 run so far. It'll continue until the Anderson layup. It's all slow to get up, but he is getting up. Oh, tried to zip it into Jokic. Intercepted by JaMychal Green. And then the turnover. Murray was attempting to steal the ball from Brooks. Conley tried to go in and save the day, but he was out of bounds in the process. Second chance points last season. The Nuggets picking up 14 per game last year. Especially when you have a lot of talented rebounding bigs, your Millsaps, your Jokic's, your Trey Lyles, your Mason Plumlees. And we'll see if they can bring that sort of energy in this game today. 3rd in the NBA last season. Millsap on the elbow. Fighting inside. And the foul there on JaMychal Green. Getting a little too handsy on the play, so we'll have a sideline out of bounds. See there, or rather it's not a sideline out of bounds, it was a shooting foul. He reached in, but they called a shooting foul. So he is going to the line, Paul Millsap.
Take a break, 2 shots.
First shot rattles home. Just 38 games last year for Paul Millsap. 15 rebounds, or 14.6 to be exact, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He's a power forward that can do just about everything. And they're going to need everything from him this year. He misses the second free throw, and the Grizzlies pushing tempo. Pull-up jumper from Dillon Brooks. That was a 2, if I'm not mistaken. But the rebound by Jokic off the miss. Ahead to Murray. Jokic trying to set a screen, and Murray was moving away from him. But they have the switch here. Jaren Jackson Jr. in the game. Stolen by Anderson. Anderson a little too slow to pull up like that, but Conley able to knock down the second chance opportunity. Another long two. Here's Jokic, hands it off. Harris going inside, draws the foul. Ooh, hit the ground hard. And that'll be the first one on Jackson.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
13-11 here in Memphis. Gary Harris, 17.5 points per game, second highest scoring average on the team last season. Played 67 games and averaged the most minutes per game. He's really come along over his short time in the NBA, and he's still on the verge of developing into a very talented player as he's able to knock down both free throws. Garrett Temple bringing the ball up the floor for Memphis. Chandler Parsons also in, as well as Shelvin Mack. Jackson loses the ball ahead to Monty Morris. He'll pull up from the free throw line, and that's good for 2. 4:40 left in the first. Grizzlies going to try to run it back. Temple running the point again, despite Mack being in the game. Parsons trying to work his way inside. Kicks it out. Mack wide open. Three-pointer. Rattles out. Rebound by Mason Plumlee. Push ahead. Torrey Craig. And he misses. Rebound by Mack. Shelvin Mack coming over from Orlando last season. Looking to get that backup point guard spot as he turns the ball over. Ahead to Morris. Underneath Mason Plumlee. 6'11". All he has to do is jump up and throw it down with one hand. Denver on a run here. Memphis backup's going to try to stop it. Monty Morris called for the reach in there on Anderson. So Jackson going to inbound it from the sideline. 3:44 remaining in the first. Low scoring affair, but an entertaining one nonetheless. Jackson trying to go to work against Plumlee. Finds Anderson. He thought 3. Won't take it. Cross-court pass Parsons. Drives and pulls up. Baseline jumper's good. Monty Morris up the floor, coming in as the backup point guard with Isaiah Thomas out. Still recovering from that hip surgery he had at the end of last season. Don't know when he'll be back. Timetable hasn't been set, so Monty Morris has the opportunity to take up more backup point guard minutes and prove himself. Three-pointer splashed by the Nuggets. 3 minutes left here in the opening frame. Parsons, that was probably perhaps a long 2. Harris open for 3 again. Got it. Gary Harris on fire right now, and a great find from Monty Morris with 2.5 remaining in the first quarter. And the Nuggets have pulled ahead, and J.B. Bickerstaff wants a timeout. Denver on a big run right now of the 12-2 variety. We'll see if they can make it up when we come back. 2:34 remaining in the first quarter. Welcome back to Memphis. 12-2 run for the Nuggets. Gary Harris responsible for 8 of those points. Temple underneath draws the foul on Harris. And that's his first personal. Garrett Temple going to the line.
Third team foul. At the line for your Grizzlies, Garrett Temple. 2 shots.
Temple makes the first one. 8 years in the NBA. Spent a year in Italy. Last season, last two specifically with the Sacramento Kings. Last year was the best year of his career. 8.4 points per game, 2.3 rebounds, 1.9 assists. And he's looking to continue that goodwill as a veteran mentor in the locker room for the Grizzlies this year. 32 years old, from the state of Louisiana. 10-point lead as the Grizzlies try to chip back at this. Plumlee gets it over to Morris in the corner. The screen from Lyles, pull-up jumper, won't fall. Lyles right there for the easy offensive rebound, but the layup, not as much of a bunny the first time. Under 2 minutes left here in the first. Mack bringing it up the floor. Hand off to Parsons, wide open. Can't get the three to fall. Rebound by Harris. Torrey Craig out of South Carolina upstate. Ball reversed around to Plumlee. Now he's right wing. Here's Craig again. Screen from Lyles. Gonna go for the drive against Parsons. Parsons with the size advantage, that's for sure. Lyles with another offensive board. Plumlee had a notion to go for three. He was open enough, but perhaps for a reason. 1:20 left in the first. Here's Harris. Temple guarding him a lot tighter. That left the opportunity for Plumlee, and he can't get it to fall. Mack ahead to Temple. Long-range shot falls. It's a three. Deficit only 9 now for the Grizzlies. Harris open for three again. And that won't fall. Hit back-to-back threes before that timeout. Couldn't find the magic again that time. Mack inside, screen from Jackson, but he doesn't roll. Trying to post up against Plumlee, hook over him, and the rebound by Plumlee. Morris open for three. Can't let him pay, or can't make him pay. Rebound by Jackson, ahead to Temple. We got some tempo to this one. Mack able to lay it in with the scoop shot. Shot clock is off. Opportunity for the Nuggets to close out on the right note. 7-2 run of Memphis' own to get this back within 7. Lyles turnaround jumper, and he can't throw cold water on that quarter-ending run from the Grizzlies. So a close, scrappy one here in Memphis, 27-20. And both teams looking great in their new uniforms. We'll see what action is in store for us in the next quarter after a quick break. It's the Sim of the Week here on the Crucial Baskets Network. Welcome back to Memphis. Two teams with new uniforms, showing them off here on the Sim of the Week. Parsons called for the reach-in foul on the handoff. 27-20 in favor of the Nuggets. Gary Harris leading with 13 points. Still in the game right now, looking to score some more. Plumlee with the dunk in the foul. Gasol called for the infraction. Was trying to politic with the ref there, but seemed pretty obvious there on the play off the swat. Look at who's on the floor right now for Memphis. Marc Gasol, the man in the middle, along with the backups at each position. Gasol actually scoreless in this game right now. 0 points, 3 rebounds. Mike Conley with only 4 points. The leading scorer, Kyle Anderson with 7 for Memphis. Definitely something I'm sure Coach Bickerstaff will want to amend. We'll see if the job can get done here tonight in Memphis. Cross-court pass. Parsons going to let it fly. Only 3 three-point attempts in the first quarter for Memphis. We'll see if they start stretching the floor. Meanwhile, Denver 4 of 7 in the first quarter from beyond the arc. So you better believe they're probably aiming for that more as the game continues. Long one by Torrey Craig won't fall, and another rebound for Gasol. Pushed ahead, Parsons alone in the corner. Craig misjudging the transition lanes, and Chandler Parsons all by himself for the three. Parsons, of course, a oft-injured wing player who's really looking for a new start here this season. He was injured for most of last season, and he wants to make right, both for the sake of his talent and for the sake of his contract. Rebound by Jaren Jackson Jr. off of the Torrey Craig miss. Mack on the wing, trying to work his way inside, but Morris with the good coverage underneath to Jackson. Couldn't find a good angle to put it up over Lyles, and he's blocked. Jackson did his darndest to scope out under the basket against Lyles, who was all over him, and then he still went for the shot and ended up getting it blocked anyway. But Gasol there for the recovery, and he will go to the line. Surely hoping to get his first points of the game. First shot, up and in. 24 Grizzlies suited up last season, which still isn't the record. The Grizzlies set that several years ago, but this was almost a similar season. Marc Gasol played the second most games on the team, though. Knocks down the second free throw. Shot 83% from the free throw line last season, and you see that's apparent there as he's able to get his team within two. Jokic, 5 points coming out of the quarter, and he'll be able to earn two more, at least two more. At the line, Parsons called for his second foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
$10:15 left here in the second quarter. And that's 6 points for Jokic. Denver ending last season in very heartbreaking fashion. Took to overtime to determine of the last game of the season to determine their fate. Lost 112-106 in Minnesota. With that win, it was essentially a winner-go-home tiebreaker game like what you see in baseball. Winner went on to get that 8th seed. And Denver was on the wrong end of it. Very offensively talented team. But defense is going to be the big question this year. And then their two biggest gets, Isaiah Thomas and Conley can't hit the three. Isaiah Thomas and Michael Porter Jr. out of Missouri. Both of them are injured. Oh, Monty Morris skying in the air. The point guard out of Iowa State getting up. 34-28. Parsons thought three's going to drive off the lane and still able to score over Barton. Both teams shooting in the low 40s here. And Millsap went the wrong way on the post-up drive. And we're heading the other way. Jokic, a top 10 rebounder, top 15 playmaker in the NBA, and the man is 7 foot tall. Centers aren't supposed to do that, but the game is changing, and it's looking a lot more like Nikola Jokic up front. Memphis's new uniforms drawing on their history in Memphis, both in the ABA and here in the NBA. Specifically, the Barton goes up, layup misses, and Green with the rebound. Specifically, their association and icon uniforms, their two main ones, draw off of the Memphis Sounds uniforms of the past. but the bars go down only one side, much in the same way that their Grizzlies uniforms did when they first arrived in Memphis in the early 2000s. And then their statement uniform, which is light blue, really drawing on their Vancouver Grizzlies history, because these are the Grizzlies after all. And honestly, for me, from an editorial standpoint, they look fantastic. They're going to look great out there on the court. Grizzlies have only played one preseason game so far. They got another one tonight. And they are the home team in this game. The first game, it was in Birmingham, Alabama against the Rockets. So they were the road team there, but we'll get to see the White Threads when they play tonight. Murray for three, rebound by Jermichael Green. And the pass ahead to Conley. Conley inside. Can't find his way in, so he has to retreat to the perimeter. Here's a Gasol screen. Conley pulls up from the free throw line. It's good, and the game's tied at 34. Back into the Grizzlies' wheelhouse of play. Gotta have the Nuggets shooting 38% and dropping. As they seem to have worked out the defensive scheme here. Oh, ball underneath intended for Gasol, stolen by Morris. The push ahead to Murray. Meets Temple and gets the shot up over him anyway. Gasol almost had the ball stolen straight up from him. Forced to pass in, intended for Jermichael Green, and stolen. Here comes Barton on the other end. Goes up, can't draw the foul. Rebound Gasol. 36-34. Out pops Parsons for another three. Got it. Rattles it home. And the Grizzlies take the lead. They were down 25-13 at one point, but the tables have since turned. J.B. Bickerstaff regrouped his team, and now they are getting much more aggressive on the shooters. Murray can't get that three to fall. Parsons blocked by Millsap. Fumbled around into the hands of Jokic. Barton trying to work inside. He'll get it to Millsap on the block. Turnaround hook shot. Goes the right way this time. And the Nuggets take the lead back. Dylan Brooks still waiting to get in the game, but we've had some good pace here, so we'll see when the next dead ball is. Kicks it out Parsons, and then sets the screen. Gotta love that teamwork. Gasol. Cross-court pass, Green. Long-range shot falls. It's a three. And the Grizzlies get the lead back. An amazing find by the Spanish center, Gasol. Barton on the elbow. Conley tried to dig in there, but the ball gets to Morris. Murray against Temple. Temple, a very good perimeter defender, and a wise one as well at 32 years old. And Murray's having trouble with him. Shot clock running out. At least gets the shot up, but it still doesn't fall. Power outage right now for the Nuggets. Parsons faces up and runs into Jokic behind him. Jokic tried to take the ball away, but he's called for the foul. Torrey Craig going to enter the game, among others, for the Nuggets. Mike Malone really likes Torrey Craig in his rotation, even over a player like Malik Beasley, the more known commodity out of Florida State. Brooks able to get it up in time, but it doesn't fall. Malik Beasley out of Florida State, probably the more known name. Joker's throwing it down. Great lead pass and then the nice finish. And just like that, there's Craig with the assist. Malone paying more respect to the small school guy. Beasley going to have to still prove that he can crack his way into the rotation. But right now, Mike Malone has his 9-man rotation determined. And they're doing pretty well for themselves. 40 all with 3:44 left in the first half. We'll have more after this, the Sim of the Week here on the Crucial Baskets Network. Welcome back to Memphis. 3:44 remaining in the first half, and Gasol with only 2 points in this game, along with 10 rebounds and 3 assists. That'll continue. Stolen by Anderson, who's finally back in the game, and he's taking it to the house, kicks it out. Conley in the corner. Can't get the 10th three-point attempt of the game to fall for Memphis. Pass ahead, another steal for the Grizzlies. Gonna try to make right on this. Conley on the block against Murray. Retreats out slightly. Hand off, Conley for 3, and that will fall. Pass underneath, another one. 3 consecutive turnovers by the Denver Nuggets. And lucky for them, the Grizzlies have not been able to capitalize on every single one. Couldn't get a shot off on the first one. Got the 3 on the second one. And here's the third time. Conley can't get the step back 3. Jackson couldn't go up. Swatted away by Millsap. Grizzlies will retain possession. Jackson inbounding baseline. He'll pass on Mack. Get it to Anderson instead. Underneath Jackson. Ball up top, Dylan Brooks. Drives inside, pulls up in the key. Jackson can't get the putback to fall. Another steal. Ahead to Jackson, and he'll throw it down with 2 hands. That is 4 consecutive turnovers by the Nuggets. They have to watch where they're passing the ball, man. Pass up top to Harris. Cross court, Torrey Craig for 3. He's cold right now, but he'll heat back up with the tray in the corner. And the Nuggets have to be very grateful that they were able to get the stops off of the turnovers, as the Grizzlies were only able to produce 5 points on those turnovers. Anderson fighting his way inside. The floater over Craig won't go. Gets his own rebound. Mack will put it up, and it'll go. Here's Murray working his way inside. Floater over Gasol. In a 2-point game here in the closing stages of the second quarter. Be sure to stay tuned for our halftime show. All the highlights and stats from our first half. Gasol getting the ball on the perimeter. Cross-court pass. Jackson letting it fly. He's got some range. Ball underneath. Here's Craig. Underneath, another turnover. They are racking up here for Denver. Anderson inside, almost loses it. He'll get the runner from the block, but it won't fall. Ahead to Harris. Underneath Craig and back out to Murray. Shot clock is off. Final possession here. Could tie or take the lead. Max playing him close. That's a 2 if it's good, and it's not. And that will do it here for the first half. It's been a close one here in Memphis. Can't wait to see more. We'll have more after the halftime show here on the Crucial Baskets Network. Welcome back to Memphis, the home side, leading 47-45 coming out of the half. Grizzlies were down by as many as 12, but they were able to regroup. Had a heck of a second quarter. Barton letting this one fly, and it won't go into the hands of JaMychal Green. Had a heck of a second quarter where they were forcing all the turnovers. They played the passing lanes well, and they were able to reel off 5 steals in the second quarter. We'll see if more of their defensive prowess will show here in the second half. Right now, holding serve. Currently in the midst of a second chance opportunity. Conley to Anderson. Gets the screen from Green but won't use it. He'll use the other one, and slow-mo takes it to the rack and draws the foul. That'll be the first on Will Barton, who's been relatively quiet today.
Shooting 2.
With these new uniforms here for the Grizzlies, you may also notice the court. You see the striping along one baseline, wraps around the end line, pretty much in the same manner that it does on their uniforms. Also of note, you may notice the floor pattern. The hardwood floor pattern, it usually goes parallel to the end line, but in this case they've chosen to switch it up and have it go parallel with the baseline. Definitely creates a unique look, which I'm sure the Grizzlies were trying to go for overall. Definitely distinguish themselves as they try to enter a new era of winning basketball. Jamal Murray getting the 3 to fall. Nuggets back within 1 off the tray. Screen from Brooks. Conley inside, lays it up and in. "13 points so far tonight for Mike Conley. Started off the game quiet, but he's definitely taken things over for himself. It's Gasol who really has to get going as the game progresses. Millsap able to get the shot on the post fine. Nuggets right there on the Grizzlies' heels. Conley trying to move without the ball. Gasol for his first 3 of the game. Sinks it. Harris fighting inside underneath. Millsap lays it up and in. And JaMychal Green called for the infraction, his second of the game. Millsap heading to the line. I've gone on and on about the Grizzlies uniforms, as stylish as they are. The Nuggets not looking too shabby themselves. We should have known last year when their previous uniforms were also navy blue, subverting what their road uniforms were for a long time, which was a light blue. But we should have known from there that this was the direction they were going. They brought back gold, this shade of gold, and dark red, pretty much harkening back to those years in the 90s and early 2000s, as well as the 70s, the very early Grizzlies. A look at the shot distribution today. Grizzlies like to operate inside, but they aren't afraid to put up the 3 when it's open. And of course, the best part of the Nuggets uniforms is Anderson gets it to Gasol for the 2. Are those mountains on the side. Just incredibly impressive. Murray inside. Thought he had an open lane, but this is the NBA. And that's Marc Gasol. He's going to close out the best he can, even if he's called for the foul. Murray thought he had daylight off of that screen, but Gasol said no. First shot falls. Second shot just as good. 2-point game with 9 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. JaMychal Green can't get the layup to go. Underneath Jokic. Can't get that layup to go. No easy points in the paint today. Conley, step back three over two Nuggets. And the rebound corralled by Jokic. Ahead to Murray, and he's able to knock it down and tie this game. 8.5 left in the second. Shot able to fall. Gasol starting to get back into the swing of things here in the third quarter. And Murray able to strike back. He's getting hot too. Green underneath over Millsap. And Gasol called for his third. He was just getting into the swing of things in this game. But now he has 3 fouls. So he's going to have to be careful here. Both shots fall. Both teams holding steady here in the third quarter. Not much separation here. Grizzlies came in with only a 2-point lead. Gonna try to grow that, and they do. Open three-pointer for Chandler Parsons. But other than that, not a lot of separation right now. It was tied at 40. It was tied at 60. And we'll see how the Nuggets respond on this play. Barton in the corner. Grizzlies going to try to grow the lead. Underneath, there's Parsons again. So the three-pointer by Parsons and the dunk by Parsons. His 5 points are all the deficit for the Nuggets right now. We'll see if we're on to something here. Barton trying to get Brooks off of him. Jokic can't get the putback, and it's collected by Parsons. Temple in the corner. Trying to get out the corner, goes baseline, and the reverse layup is good. 7-0 run here for the Grizzlies, and their shooting has improved immensely here in the third quarter. Murray, long range, won't fall. Millsap with the putback. And that'll stop the bleeding for now before it gets too out of hand. Now the Nuggets have to make a stop. Morris on Conley. Good defense. Parsons again. No. And the ball ends up out of bounds. It will remain with Memphis. Open three there for Parsons. That could have been a lot of trouble for the Nuggets. And that was something I was talking about earlier. 25th in defensive rating last season as Conley takes it to the rack. 6th in offensive rating last season. 25th in defensive rating last season with the Denver Nuggets. And then they add 2 players in Isaiah Thomas and Michael Porter Jr., who are also very talented offensively but may have their struggles defensively. And this is a team that might end up being closer to that 90-91 team that gave up almost as much as they scored. Maybe not that extreme, because the 91 Nuggets actually gave up way more than they scored despite scoring 115 points a game. Foul away from the ball. That'll be on Mason Plumlee. Of course, he's had other brothers come in the league. He has Miles and Marshall, who's now joined the fold. Another one of the basketball families alongside the Grants, the Holidays, the Zellers. 7-point game. Parsons tries to take it to the rack. That shot is rejected. I believe that'll count as a block, but Shelvin Mack there to clean things up. Better shooting out of both sides here in the second half, as we see here in this second half. The Nuggets shooting 46%. Grizzlies shooting a whopping 67%. Morris straight away. 3. Got it. Just some quick thinking there by Monty Morris. He saw the opportunity. And now here's Parsons working inside. Jackson with the putback. Jaren Jackson Jr. should go without saying, the son of Jaren Jackson, former NBA player. Comes into the league at the same time as we also saw Gary Trent Jr., drafted by the Kings, traded to the Trailblazers. So more NBA lineage coming into the league this year, and just 2 more players to make you feel old if you're a 90s NBA fan, such as myself. Mack in the corner. Screen from Brooks, but now he just gets 2 Nuggets on him. Has to force it up, baseline jumper, rebound by Millsap. 3:20 remaining in the third. Millsap in the corner. Got it. Here's Parsons answering back with a 3 of his own. And this has been Chandler Parsons' quarter. Chandler Parsons writing that article for the Players Tribune, vowing to be a better player this year. He's been through a lot of injuries, a lot of obstacles, and he's trying to make right. So Parsons called for the foul there, just off of the 3, as we take a look at what their opening season schedule will be. Starting off with the Pacers, two Midwest teams going at it, or 2 teams in the middle of the map. Memphis more mid-south than anything. First shot for Trey Lyles is good. Speaking of the Pacers, Trey Lyles went to high school in Indiana, but he was born in Saskatchewan. Second free throw's good. 6-point game. Grizzlies have controlled the quarter, shooting upwards of 60%, but the Nuggets not too far behind. Temple kicks it over. Jackson Jr., another 3. Jaren Jackson Jr. didn't get the start today. Instead, that went to JaMychal Green. But a lot of people believe that Jackson has the talent to be the starting power forward in very short order. But we'll see how things unfold. We'll see if that'll take most of the season or if that'll be figured out in the preseason. If it does come to pass. Parsons inside. As said before, this has been his quarter. And he's going to go to the line to tack on more points. Plumlee called for his third.
Shooting two.
First shot falls home. Second free throw doesn't fall, and that will make it an 8-point game with the Nuggets looking to close the gap. Millsap inside, trying to bully his way through, and ends up successful. It's a 6-point game. And now, after a cold first half on both sides, some improved shooting here in the third. Both sides shooting closer to league average right now. Rebound by Plumlee, ahead to Craig. Millsap on the block. Parsons tried to jump the pass. Now Jackson has to help. Millsap forces it up. Rebound by Jackson. Push ahead. Here's Brooks. Pass Craig. I'm sure that'll count as a block. Great defense there by Torrey Craig. Plumlee can't get that to go. Parsons. Millsap didn't pick him up soon enough. So Parsons going to make him pay. And the lead is up to 9. The Nuggets led by 12 in the first quarter, 25-13. And now the Grizzlies have slowly been trying to turn the tables in this game. We'll see if they can get up to double digits. This will help, as they're able to eventually force the turnover. Here's Parsons again. Millsap picks him up quicker, but instead it's Mack. Oh, rolls in and out. Final possession of the quarter here. Millsap to Murray, and the miss. So the Grizzlies extend the lead that they had coming out of the half. They're going to look to take this one home after this. Welcome back to Memphis, 83-74 with one more quarter left of regulation. We'll see if the Grizzlies can close this one out and get the win at home. Conley with the ball underneath Gasol. Gasol had 7 points in the third, but it was the Chandler Parsons show. 12 for Parsons. Long-range shot. That's a 2 from Gary Harris. 4 Nuggets in double figures, led by Murray, 17. Parsons with 25, 13 in the first half, 12 in the third quarter. And that has made things a lot easier for Marc Gasol and Mike Conley. Another one, 28 for Parsons. Here's Harris. Works around the screen, lets it fly. Rebound by Gasol. The rebounding hasn't been a problem for Gasol this entire game. It's really been the scoring and the touches. He hasn't been needed because Parsons has gone so crazy. Here's Barton. Can't outrun Gasol, and that will bring us into a half-court set. Jump ball here, and it'll be Murray and Gasol. 10-point game, 10:40 left here in the fourth. And won by the Nuggets. Ahead to Murray underneath, so he wins the tip, and he gets the bucket for his team. 19 points for Jamal Murray. Here's Parsons. He loses the ball as Gasol was rolling to the hoop. So a missed opportunity there, but Parsons makes right with the steal. Parsons inside for the jam. That is 30 points for Chandler Parsons off the bench, folks. Kyle Anderson is the one that was starting for him in his place. Parsons actually got the start in the Grizzlies' lone exhibition game in Birmingham. But today it was Kyle Anderson, but Parsons has made it his night. Still an 8-point game off the Lyles bucket. Parsons underneath again and fouled. It'll be Barton called for the foul.
At the line for your Grizzlies, Chandler Parsons. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First shot doesn't go. And that's incredible. Honestly, Parsons with 30 points here in the game, and only one of those points has come from the free throw line. Second shot falls, so 31 points for Parsons now. 6 already here in the fourth quarter to go with the 12 in the third. Lyles up top. Here's Murray with Parsons on him. Harris inside for the jam and the foul. And that'll be JaMychal Green's third. So Parsons sits down to cool off. 31 points. We'll see if J.B. Bickerstaff chooses to bring him back. I actually wouldn't be surprised, considering this is a exhibition sim. I would not be surprised if Bickerstaff keeps him out, despite his great performance. But we'll find out soon enough. Right now it's Brooks on the wing. Conley inside, kicks it out. Gasol is open for 3. Into the hands of Barton. And Gasol with the steal. Gasol on the elbow. Going to work. And gets the shot to fall, back to a 9-point game. For the Grizzlies, it's been 10 at its peak. And the Nuggets will call timeout. They're still within striking distance, but Mike Malone wants to change up his game plan a bit. We'll see what he has in store after this break. It's the Sim of the Week on the Crucial Baskets Network. We're back in Memphis, 91-82. Murray in the corner to Barton, also in the corner. Some bizarre spacing there, but the Nuggets work it out. Harris on the wing. Screen from Lyles. Puts it up and able to get the floater to fall. Screen from Gasol. Here's Conley. Works it over Anderson underneath Gasol. Over Jokic. And Jokic will get the rebound off the miss ahead to Barton. Sizes him up and nothing happens. So here's Murray still leading his team with 19. Barton driving, kicks it out. Jokic didn't take the three. Instead, it's a contested 2 for Murray and a putback from Jokic. Conley cross-court pass, JaMychal Green for 3. Here's Jokic around Gasol and able to score. Here's Conley pulling up from outside and back up to a 9-point game. Here's Murray. Throws it down with one hand. 21 points for Jamal Murray. And Chandler Parsons on the bench with 31. With no guarantee that he'll return. Because there's a chance that Bickerstaff wants to keep Anderson in for defensive purposes. Conley rattles another one home. Back-to-back threes for Mike Conley. 10-point game. Harris up top. Lyle with the slip screen. Comes out for another one. But Green was all over him. Maybe a little too much. Fourth foul called on Green. Millsap will come into the game for Lyles. Barton set to inbound. He'll just give it to Jokic in the corner. Why not? So Barton set to inbound again. And he'll just give it to Jokic again. And he'll take the ball up top. Nuggets down 10. Time running out. Forces up the shot. And he'll go to the line. Kyle Anderson called for his first. First free throw gets the Nuggets back within single digits. Second shot just as good. 8-point game. Grizzlies have held on to a very steady lead. It's never been a blowout at any point in this game. JaMychal Green can't get it to go. Jokic with the rebound ahead to Barton. Millsap showing on the block. We'll see if they go to him. Instead, Jokic thought 3. Cross-court pass back to Barton. Time running out on the shot clock. Harris had Jokic behind him, didn't kick it out to him, so Harris tried to put up the shot on his own. Gonna need some better shot selection here down the stretch. 4:44 is passed. And Harris with the steal from Brooks. Murray up top. Harris going to have to force something up again. And can't get the mid-range shot to fall. Rebound Gasol. Conley pulls up. Sinks it. Here's Millsap. A fake and go. Here's Jokic taking on Gasol. And Gasol getting the rebound off the miss. Push ahead to Anderson. Anderson with the team-high 4 steals in this game. Able to push that home. And there's another steal, number 5 for Kyle Anderson. Ahead to Conley. He'll shoot the 3 in transition, and it's off target. 12-point game here. Grizzlies trying to put this away. Nuggets have been weirdly hesitant on the 3-pointers. Pulls up from the block, and that won't go. So Harris with some rough shot selection here down the stretch. Forcing shots inside instead of trying to spread the floor. And then Harris is called for the foul on top of that.
Second team foul.
Green set to inbound. Dylan Brooks towing the line there in the corner. Finds Anderson. Green up top. And the Grizzlies now just trying to run some clock here as they're up 12. Anderson will pull up in the paint, and it won't go. 2.5 left here in the fourth. Push ahead to Barton. Underneath, Millsap, the shot and the foul. Back within 10, and JaMychal Green called for his 5th foul. The and one is complete, and it's a 9-point game for the Nuggets. This is really their last stand here. If they can make the right stops, this team that's been defensively challenged for a while now. Gasol able to score. So back up to 11. Turnaround jumper, Jokic, and the rebound by Conley. 2 minutes remaining. Conley's going to pull up, and that might just be the dagger there. Timeout, Nuggets. 14-point lead for the Grizzlies with 1:58 left in the game. Closing out strong here on the Sim of the Week. Welcome back to Memphis. Final 2 minutes of play here. Two teams with new uniforms trying to become playoff contenders this coming season. And the Grizzlies looking pretty good in the process as long as they can stay healthy. And that's been a big if over various years in recent memory. But right now, able to put things away. That's 15 points for Gasol. Chandler Parsons led the way, 31 points in 21 minutes. 31 points and 18 shots. Chandler Parsons came off the bench and lost his mind. And then Conley also chipping in with 20-something points of his own. Millsap called for the loose ball foul. JaMychal Green just glad it wasn't on him. He has 5. $16-point game. The Nuggets just don't have the answers right now as Brooks knocks down another 3, and the lead is ballooned to 19. Jokic underneath. Here's Murray to stop the bleeding with under a minute left, but too little too late. Conley double team. Gasol up top, deflected by Harris, and he finally gets the steal and draws the foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Harris with some questionable shooting decisions down the stretch here. But he makes the good defensive play here in the final stages of this game. First shot up and in. Here come the reserves. Back down to 15. I guess the goal now for the Nuggets is just to get to 100. Here's Gasol trying to handle the basketball on his own, and he works it out. Harris working inside, kicks it out. Craig. Final chance to put up a shot here. It's Morris, long range. It won't fall, and that will do it here from Memphis. Grizzlies come home on their brand new looking home court with their brand new jerseys, and they put away the Nuggets in the fourth quarter behind Chandler Parsons' 31 points off the bench. Glad that you could join us here for such a great game on the Crucial Baskets Network. Be sure to join us next week as we head to Chicago as the Portland Trail Blazers will take on the Chicago Bulls. Until then, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. But until next time, I'm Raymond Simms. Good night from Memphis.